Hello, I am Paul O'D and I'm joined on the line today by Omran, the Lebanese gorilla Chaaban, fighting out of Team KF. Omran fights John Redmond on April 3rd in a professional middleweight bout at Cage Legacy The Aftermath, live on pay-per-view. How are you doing today, Omran?
I'm very good. Just finished training and ready for this interview.
Very
Getting
good.
ready for the fight, and yeah.
Very good. And I just to start things off, I suppose, given these unprecedented times, how is training going for you and how has the training camp been?
So I've been in Finland now because I live here. I've been in. There's lockdown here, but like I can train. So
Yeah,
we have like a small pro team here. So I'm training with them, and like soon I'm leaving to Ireland, Team KF,
yeah,
to like continue the camp.
yeah.
That's like I was always the COVID times now, the lockdown. I was always training, so it wasn't bad for me, the like lockdown, the quarantine, and those things. So it was just good. I just keep evolving, so
Very
I
good.
feel good.
Yeah, and I suppose, look, obviously you're from Finland yourself, but you've been kind of heavily involved in Irish martial arts for some time now.
Yeah,
How important is it for the future of Irish MMA that events such as Cage Legacy, The Aftermath, that they're going ahead in these times? And what does Cage Legacy putting on this event mean for Irish MMA?
I think it's very good, but like now everything is shut down. So I think Cage Warriors is the only one like in Europe now doing like MMA,
Yeah,
like in those small organizations. I think it's very good, like especially for like the the pros who just like started their careers. So they don't like stuck like in the middle and
yeah,
just keep moving forward. So I think it's very important. I think it's sponsored like not in Irish MMA but on the world. So the world is like watching MMA, and it will like get more eyes now because like
definitely. Yeah,
Irish MMA is back. I think
definitely.
like Clan Wars is back too, like and Cage Legacy and Cage Wars. So there will plenty more to come.
Good times, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your background and how you transitioned into MMA and what started your MMA journey.
So I started at 15 years old, like 2015. I just started MMA like directly. I don't have like any background. I started in Finland, and I just fell in love with it.
Yeah,
So I love doing it. And then I traveled to Ireland in 2018.
yeah.
Yeah, and met Chris in Team KF, and we just click. And yeah, from there we started the pro career in Ireland, Team KF, and everything is going well, perfectly.
Very good. And I suppose, look, you've had a quiet 2020 and your career kind of got
Yeah,
off. You were fighting a lot back to back. Obviously, given the times, a lot of people had a quiet 2020. Are you happy to be getting back in there now after that period?
yeah, I'm very happy. Like I was like, yeah, there wasn't like any fights last year, but like I'm very happy because like I got to like improve so much, and like I'm so young, so my like strength and condition, everything just moves up, and I'm now moving a weight class to middleweight. I was fighting a welterweight, so everything is falling perfectly.
Very good.
Like yeah,
And just a little bit about your opponent. I know you probably are familiar with Johnny Jitsu, a 22 fight pro vet now at this time.
yeah.
And you're not unfamiliar with getting in there with people that are a little bit more experienced. Of course, your pro debut at Cage Warriors 110, you fought a guy with 5 pro fights. What are you expecting from this contest, and what are you expecting from Johnny in this contest?
Mm, like really, I don't know the guy like very well. I just heard something about him, but like I think he's like an old taekwondo guy. He bounces a lot and
Yeah,
likes to throw his hands, but like he's I think he will like be very surprised what he see in front of him, and yeah, and he will shut down because like I think he's he's pretty slow, and yeah,
yeah. And I
slow.
touched on it a little bit there. Your pro debut was in late 2019. Do you believe that
Mm.
experience of having the pro debut under your belt already going into this fight, it adds to it, and it kind of it stands to your kind of mind frame going into this fight?
Yeah, it's good, but like for me, like it doesn't really matter. So if it's pro debut, if it's like I just fight, like I
Yeah,
don't really care. And like I was fighting at 15 years old, like amateurs with like 20 fights. I was having like 1, 2 fights, so I don't really care. It doesn't matter like how much fights he has, because like I think when the door closes in the cage, it doesn't matter. Like which is better fighter lives, like win the winner.
That's very true. Now, this is your first experience with Cage Legacy.
Yeah.
Are you excited to get in there, especially on this big card? This is kind of an unprecedented card as well for Cage Legacy, a very big card with lots of pro fights, lots of title fights. Are you excited to get in there and fight on pay-per-view at the Aftermath?
Yeah, I'm very excited because like it wasn't just for me, for my teammates in Team KF. There's a lot of guys fighting there, and yeah, I'm excited to go back. It's like I'm itching for a fight. Like just want to fight and
Exactly.
like move forward.
Yeah.
I'm still young, but like I want to move forward and move up. And I think like it's a very good matchup for me and like for John, because like it's good matchup. Stylistically, it's very good matchup. Like
Yeah.
we are both like strikers, and yeah,
And should we
very
expect
nice.
a war on April 3rd? Are you expecting a war, or are you hoping to run through him? What's your goal?
No, I don't go for wars. Like I just pick him apart. That's it. Yeah,
Very good.
I think I
And
would pick him apart. Yeah.
the fact that this fight is on pay-per-view, are you expecting a lot of family and friends from Finland to tune in?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
generally with a fight in Ireland, they wouldn't get that opportunity. Are you excited that a lot of your hometown support can get on board as well?
Yeah, from Finland, I have a lot of supporters, family, friends, and like teammates. And I think like from Lebanon,
Yeah,
there will be a lot of family and friends. So it's very
very good.
exciting because like it's yeah, it's very exciting.
Cage
I
Legacy
think like
goes
it's good for
global.
the yeah, I think it's good for the Gate Legacy too, and for MMA because like in Lebanon doesn't like it's not that a big of sport. So I think it's good like be like international.
Yeah,
It's very good for like both of us. Yeah.
definitely. And just, I suppose, for the Cage Legacy fans who might not be that familiar with you, tell us something about Omran Chaaban that we might not know.
So I'm 20 years old. I started 5 years ago MMA, and I am actually from Lebanon, but like I was born and raised in Finland.
Yeah.
And like now my third country is Ireland, so it's all good.
So you have
And
three
yeah,
countries rooting for you.
3 countries, man. 3 countries.
You'll have to work out something though when you get to the big stage. You can carry the three flags with
Yeah.
you. Very good. And what can you kind of touch on it a little bit, but what can we expect from this bout itself, and why should we tune in on April 3rd?
I'm a young guy, and it's like I don't think he's fought like anyone younger than me, and like I think I'm young, hungry, and it's very good matchup. And I think a lot of people like to see like stand-up matches, so that
Yeah,
would be good one,
yeah,
very good one. And yeah, it's exciting because like I think he's like a very big name in Irish MMA, and
certainly.
I'm
Yeah.
the upcoming star. So from Finland, from Lebanon, from Ireland, it's exciting.
Very good. And thank you very much for coming on, Amran. Before we let you go, I will ask you, where can we find you on your socials? And do you have any shout outs that you'd like to do pre-fight?
Instagram Chaaban Junior. So and yeah, Facebook Omran Chaaban, and yeah, I don't have anything else. And shout out to Team KF and Sisugym in Finland. I train here in Sisugym and I represent Team KF. So shout out to all the Irish and Lebanese and Finnish MMA fans and federations.
Very good. And just so you don't miss it, Omran is fighting John Redmond on April 3rd in a professional middleweight bout at Cage Legacy, the Aftermath. And it is, of course, live on pay-per-view. You can find links on Omran's socials to subscribe to that pay-per-view, and don't miss it on April 3rd.
It's gonna be a fun night.
Thank you very much for coming on, Omran.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah. See you.